if anything, I think it's like Girl Scout cookies or something.
It's called cake.
Shit, we're late. How do you let this shit happen, man?
Don't ever tell a girl that.
We're not late.
We're like
it's
right
not
on like
talking.
6:01.
Where's Facebook on here?
But you had important business to take care of. You were selling houses and shit. You were trying to be Bloomington Almost Premier Realtor. There's
What-
only one way to do that.
Do you guys get calls from somebody named Scam, like a lot, like during the day?
No, but spam I do.
Oh.
So, I'm
Well,
getting
this
a lot
supposed
of
to be his
spam.
brother, Scam.
Scam and spam, I heard about it.
Yeah, their last name's Likely though, or Blakely or something. Well, you want to hear a fun story about that?
Yeah,
Oh, do you know what I'll say for the podcast?
that's it. I think we're live.
We're live on YouTube. I'm trying to get the Facebook version going.
Oh, what's that? You've got mail. Remember that?
I do.
I never
well.
had mail.
You never had
Now-
mail?
I never had mail. Now I got so much mail, I don't know what to fucking do with it. I could like delete it for weeks at a time.
253?
253?
Yeah.
I believe. I mean, this could be the second version of 253. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's the first. In an alternate universe, I wonder if this is still 253 or if it's 352.
I'm yelling 187.
I know you do, but it might be 781 in the alternate universe.
Yeah.
Once again, this thing won't let me go live. I had this problem last week.
It's Facebook or YouTube?
Facebook.
It's that phone.
That phone. That phone. We got so many phones.
I need to put this one on fucking airplane mode.
Is this the satellite camera? Beaming straight to the satellite and then to millions and millions across the world?
No.
There he is. There he is. He's like, oh, there's an armpit. There's an armpit that needs a head. There's an armpit that needs a head. Alright, that was good. Sit up there. We can share. None of this trying to push me out.
Alright. That should be good.
That's a good shit.
Now,
That's a good boy.
we need to start the podcast because we're running late.
Hey. Better than a teenage girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Matislav.
MJ, AJ, I swear they got something to say. Don't come and miss me, nothing to say. They talk about everything under the moon. Nothing is too taboo. MJ, AJ, I swear they got something to say. Home club members meeting everything to say. Things that voices, they spread the lies. Nothing is too absurd. They love to learn, they love to laugh, playing all of their memories back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. MJ, MJ, I swear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 MJ, AJ, I swear. MJ, AJ, I swear they got something to say. Home club
Pizza and
members
refrigerator with Fritos on it.
to say.
Fritos?
Talk about
I'm gonna smash that shit later.
under the moon. Nothing is too taboo.
I wonder how many hundreds of times we gotta listen to that before it stops getting better every time. I'll find it.
sunglasses off and he's well, sled down.
That is MJ on the guitar on that right there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's new, so he's just that's all I can do.
I'm looping it.
You know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from MJ's Waffle James apartment and worldwide on YouTube and Facebook Live, this is the Moon Club Podcast with AJ, MJ, and SJ, and Willow. The Moon Club will talk about anything under the moon. No subject will ever be taboo. This episode of the Moon Club Podcast is brought to you by Realtor MJ Allen, Bloomington Normal's premier realtor for the Jewett home selling team at RE/MAX Rising, and I want to be your realtor, and I'll out-hustle everybody all day, every day, and then double up on Sunday to prove it. This particular episode is also brought to you by Area Disposal Service, the worst fucking piece of shit garbage company in the world.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch.
Oh, there you go.
I just had to get off my chest. What's the state of the moon, brother?
Hey, well, guess what? First, I'm going to say, you know what time it is. It is exactly 6. Good evening, you lovely lunatics. It is Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. The moon comes up at it came up at 9:04 a.m. this morning. Goes down at 11:06 p.m. tonight. It is currently waxing crescent. It is 12% illuminated. It is 382,848 kilometers away from us. It's 3 days old, and it's moving from Leo to Virgo tonight. Whatever the fuck that means.
I love it when he bobs his head to the beat.
And that is your state of the moon.
So the moon is 12% illuminated. How illuminated is Steve?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Thanks to Austin and his gal pal, and then also this strawberry kush right here, I'm fully illuminated.
What do you mean Austin and his gal pal?
Didn't you tell me that a young lady gave you a little bit of
Oh,
weed?
yeah, did you like this?
Didn't you have me smoke a little bit of weed?
Yeah, because
So when I said Austin and his gal pal, what part of Austin and his gal pal did you not understand?
I'm not pals with chicks. They're here
What are
for
you?
one reason only.
What's that? I was waiting.
I don't want to get me too.
I hear that. I wouldn't
Look
mind.
how young they are on that shirt. Is that picture from an album of theirs?
Yeah.
He looks like he's in his early 20s.
It's from Southern Playalistic Cadillac Country Music.
Cool.
Oh,
I didn't even-
snap.
Whatever. All right, so Moon Club podcast number 253.
That's easy for you to say.
Apparently, it's really easy for me to say. And Rolo apparently is going to be the guest today. So we had some interesting things happen over the weekend.
Very interesting things.
First of all, I wanted to start off with this. This didn't happen this weekend. But this is Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert. And he actually asks the question, well, I'm just going to play it. Like, this actually happened. This really happened. This isn't like staged or anything else. He really wanted it.
Listen, the BLM want very much to work on the issue of climate change. I was informed by the vast director of NASA that they have found that the moon's orbit is changing slightly, and so is the Earth's orbit around the sun. We know there's been
Did you say the moon's
solar
orbit
flare
goes around the sun?
activities. And so, is there anything that the National Forest Service or BLM can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have profound effects.
Black Lives Matter is going to change the orbit of the moon? What the fuck?
I would have to follow up with you on that one, Mr. Gohmert.
Yeah. Well, if you figure out a way that you in the Forest Service can make that change, I'd like to know.
Okay,
So
so
maybe retire a little bit?
BLM is the Bureau of Land Management.
Oh.
Same acronym, but no.
Oh, I
he
got you,
wasn't
That makes a lot more
but-
sense.
But still, though, he's like the forestry and the Bureau of Land Management. How would they even have jurisdiction over the moon?
Oh, let's be honest. They
Who
know
was-
something about it.
Who was the lady that he was talking to? Because he was like, if you could,
I don't know, but I think she was humoring him a little bit. Wasn't
just
she?
in case you have some Acme rockets, you know,
Yeah,
that
it's
you
not
can
even
strap
like-
to the moon.
Hey, maybe we should talk to NASA about
Right.
moving the moon, or It's just Forestry Service and the Bureau of Land Management.
Right.
That's all you need.
I just want to change your orbit a little bit. You know, I think we've figured out since we started this podcast, the moon has actually probably moved about 6 foot. Because I think it goes about an inch every year, or maybe it's, I don't know. But it's not a lot. We don't want to go up there and start moving the thing around too much.
Well, here's the thing. You move the moon, you move the Earth. There's a possibility you could either send us hurling towards the middle of the sun or
Right.
into outer space.
Yeah.
Like, let's not mess with the moon's orbit at all.
What do you call that? Stasis?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
synchronicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that a police song?
Yeah, I kind of like the way it's going right now. Let's just leave the moon the way it is, and that way we won't get hurtled into outer space or
Yeah.
even into the middle of the sun. I don't know which would be worse.
That guy belongs on the board of the fucking climate control though, because he's thinking outside the box.
That's right. Move the moon,
Yeah.
cool off the Earth. I like where your head's at, sir.
Right?
Maybe we can
You know,
get.
he's not a small thinker.
No.
He could have like a graph, move the moon, cool the Earth off, and just he drops the mic.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's just got a picture of the Earth and the
Yeah.
moon. He's like, move this part,
Yeah.
and Earth cools off.
Could you see that, like, he's got a felt one that's stuck to a board, and he's like, all we gotta do is take this moon, just move it a hair this way.
See, it's circling. The moon's circling like this.
Did he have a
But what if it
Kentucky
was circling
accent?
like
Did you guys-
this?
Did he have a Kentucky accent?
He's from Texas.
Well, last time I checked, it was all sewed.
It would have been better if he was talking about Black Lives Matter. Right?
Yeah.
Like, wait, how much power do they have?
Right.
He may have been.
They can move the moon now?
Who really knows who he was talking about? He could have
Yeah,
been
maybe.
Bloomington Normal, BLM,
Yeah,
Bloomington.
that's a
He might have been talking to us.
Bloomington.
Get
Bloomington-
Andre and Big Boy on the phone
Let's get
right
our
now.
minds out there. Let's figure it out. Let's move the moon.
Yeah. Maybe he knows something we don't.
We should move it to like a couple hundred miles so we can get there in like an hour.
If we could move the moon, then why don't we take one of Saturn's moons, they got plenty, and bring it to us? I'd like to have 2 moons. That would be nice.
I want a bunch of them.
Moons.
Yeah, let's have another moon.
Yeah.
Let's bring another. Let's steal one of Saturn's and bring it here.
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
think
Europa
that's for
or maybe
blue
Titan.
moon.
Titan would be the way to go.
Titan would be the way to go, yeah, for sure.
What's that?
I said Titan definitely would be the way.
Yeah.
But I said I wouldn't mind having a blue moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah. with a
Do you
little
know who was from
orange
Titan?
slice in. Yeah.
Who was from Titan? Is
Yeah.
it a superhero?
Oh,
Thor,
a
kinda.
super villain.
Loki?
No.
No.
Some Asgard.
Well, no, it's not.
Oh, you're right. Where did he come from?
He was found on a small ice planet, right?
I guess. I don't know. Not that far yet in the storyline. Oh, but Thanos was from Titan, but they destroyed Titan, and he killed half the people in existence.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not just on Titan in existence. It's kind of a fucked up thing to do, but don't worry, they brought it back. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was kind of a cleansing. It was just too many people.
Yeah. So, I think Austin sent this in.
Oh,
Or did you send this in?
I have no idea.
It's 6 minutes long, and it's not in English, but we'll play a little bit of it. Looks like the beginning of an MTV.
Solo 12 hombres han dejado sus huellas en la superficie de la
We
Luna,
definitely need to listen to that.
pero una imagen reciente tomada por la NASA sugiere
Yeah, I
que-
didn't send this to you, unless it's, what is the title of it?
No, I think I did send it.
Oh, did you send it?
And I just thought it was so interesting that it just shows how international the acknowledgement of the moon is. And all these lunatics out there. I figured, we're reaching,
You know,
how many places, how many countries now? 32?
my Spanish is a little off, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about moving the moon.
I think this dude is actually one of the BLM supporters.
Yeah. But is it land management or Black Lives Matter?
I think it's a Black Labs Matter, and it's all dog stuff, you know what I mean? Because the moon is, kind of doggish, right?
We should start a Black Lives Matter group.
Yeah.
They do to me.
They do to me too.
I love Black Labs.
Yeah.
I got not a Black Lab, but I got a dog right here on my lap. I'm not gonna tell you what he's doing,
BHM.
but he's just laying there.
Bloodhounds Matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Or he's a plot hound. PHM. Plot hounds matter.
He's a bloodhound?
Plot hound. H. Hounds lives. He's a plot hound.
Okay.
That tastes a little high.
Plot
57.
hounds lives matter. PHLM. Plot live. Plot
That's getting too many.
hounds lives
Right.
That's
matter.
kind of like LGBTQRM.
It's like PAWG.
Not that there's anything wrong with any of those acronyms.
Or, yep, none of those letters are all okay.
Yeah.
Not like Dave Chappelle's show. They hijacked almost damn near a quarter of the alphabet.
Yeah.
Right?
You ever seen that bit?
Uh-huh.
Pretty good. He's
Well-
talking about they're going for a ride in a car. You
There's
seen that one?
not too many Dave Chappelle skits that are big.
Touche.
That aren't good.
Yeah. I guess him and Rogan were doing shows this past weekend in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because Joe Rogan was in Vegas for the
Yeah, he was there for the fight.
Yeah, so I think it was Friday night.
Trump was there for the fight.
Saw that. And
What
Mark
exciting
Davis
night.
with his fucking cereal bowl haircut.
Yeah.
Did you see the ovation that Trump got?
Mm-mm.
It was ridiculous, man.
Did you really get an ovation?
Yes, he did. He did. Like everybody. They acknowledged him as soon as he came in.
Because they were in Vegas. I would
Yeah.
bet he would, if they were in Texas,
Oh.
I bet he would get a big ovation. But I'm just kind of surprised if he got
Well,
one in Vegas.
does Trump have a lot of real estate in Texas? Or in Las Vegas?
He doesn't say here.
Is there there's not a Trump Tower or anything?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's one in Chicago. I bet there's one in Vegas. I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
Why don't you ask your Echo?
Dude, he's got a huge towers in fucking
Why don't you ask your Echo?
Istanbul.
This is Austin Talks with Echo.
Echo. Does Donald Trump have a tower in
Reindeer.
Vegas?
Does Donner have a
Blitzen?
tower in
You guys fucked me up.
maybe Blitzen? Yeah. Comet, Cupid, any of them.
Echo,
Do any of them
Iron
have a
6.
tower in Vegas?
Echo, is there a Trump Tower in Vegas?
I found a breakfast buffet at Trump International Tower in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
It is 1,446.4 miles away on Fashion Show Drive in Las Vegas.
We'll be there in 30
It is
minutes.
open all day today.
Set a reservation for
Yeah.
Austin at 5 a.m.
Can you pick me up?
Play a little bit more of this here.
Sorry, I cannot help with this request.
You're
For
useless.
now, I can only reserve a table at restaurants supported by OpenTable.
Echo, kill yourself. I'm gonna get canceled like Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
You probably are.
Well, at least Echo's not alive.
What?
Sorry.
Can't say shit like that.
Right?
Oh.
AI matters.
Yeah.
Harrison Schmidt, astronauta del Apolo
ELM. Echo Lives Matter.
So that's it. Did that say 72?
Everyone deserves to be treated with fairness,
Holy shit.
dignity, and respect.
She's still listening.
She is pissed. Did you hear?
Echo.
Believes that everybody needs
Echo.
to be treated with dignity and respect.
Echo.
We agree.
Echo.
She's playing the fucking ignoring game again.
Fuck your mother.
She just shut off completely.
She's not gonna talk to us for a while.
Thank goodness.
Alright, so
I'm
this
sorry,
went
Echo.
down this weekend.
This type of shit went down. Literally went down.
Trilogy fight. McGregor won the first one. Poirier won the second one. Who's gonna win the third one? We don't know. Nobody knows.
Well.
You
Oh!
can't fight like that.
Oh, that is bad. That's
So I
bad.
normally don't cover UFC, but I couldn't pass up on this because Conor McGregor just had to get a doctor's stoppage in his latest fight. He was coming back to land from a punch, and he ended up breaking his own ankle. His opponent, Dustin Poirier, had this to say about the incident.
He fractured on one of the checks at the beginning of the fight. Then it broke on a punch, yeah, for sure.
So he actually ended up breaking it earlier in the fight, and we've seen other fighters break their legs on similar kicks like this, whether they are dishing them out or receiving them. I agree with Dustin on this. I think he did crack it earlier, and then later on in the fight, when he twisted there after coming to land, he ended up breaking it even worse and could no longer continue. It happened with just seconds remaining in the round, so it was ruled a doctor's stoppage. Since the round ended, they could not rule it a TKO. But for those of you that watched the fight like I did, it was definitely a disappointing ending. Even though it was Conor taking more punishment than Dustin, I think both of them had their legs. Well, not Conor, he had one leg, but I meant from a conditioning standpoint, I think they both had plenty to go, and it would have been fun to see the rest of the fight.
Did you think Conor was in bad shape just from, being buzzed?
I think he got, he definitely was on the receiving end of some elbows and some punches, but that's part of the game. I mean, everybody takes that.
But unfortunately, the second round never happened. Dustin also said that part of the reason Conor broke his leg was karma, and that Conor is a dirtbag. So no love lost between these two. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What do you think of this fight, and what do you think the future holds for Conor McGregor? Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and even though I don't cover content like this on a regular basis, watch some of my other videos, maybe you'll like them, and then hit that subscribe button if you do, and I will see you in the next upload.
Oh shit. Alright, so
Can you see us?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah. He wasn't.
We had a lot of people watching him.
Did we really?
Mike Olson, Christopher Kimmons, Roy Rambo,
Christopher Kimmons.
My phone's recording because I couldn't get the other phone, so I don't have any. So you're gonna have to like
Okay.
shout them out because I don't.
Okay,
have
that's everybody's watching right now. That's just our friends that we know.
I was kind of rooting for Connor. I don't really have a dog in this fight, but I did kind of want to see Connor win. But it's not that I don't like Dustin Poirier either. Dustin Poirier is, by all accounts, a great individual.
Yeah,
He's a beast.
And he is a beast.
You mean a good human?
Yeah, and a great fighter.
Yeah.
And it definitely the second fight, it was good to see him come back and get that, because he was a young fighter. I think it was 2014, the first time he fought Connor, and he kind of got smoked. Like he got dominated. He got knocked out pretty quick. And when he won the second fight, I was glad to see it. I'm like, yeah, he said, paid in full. He got his back.
How old is this picture here?
I didn't think though.
Young there.
I didn't think his head was in it, and I would have liked to have seen rounds 2 and 3 just to see how that would have unfolded, but unfortunately I don't get to see
How
it.
old is he? Is he a mature fighter or is he still growing?
Yeah,
as a
he's
fighter?
not. I don't think he's 30. I don't know for sure how old he is, but I guess he would be like, probably late 20s, maybe early 30s. I don't know. Let's see if Echo can figure this out. Echo.
She's not gonna talk.
How old is Dustin Poirier?
Dustin Poirier is 32 years old. He was born on January 19, 1989. I found some news about Dustin Poirier from Fox News earlier today. Would you like to hear it?
Absolutely not. No, I just pulled this up because
That's what she said.
I was searching for that Dustin Poirier thing, and this is called Joe Rogan versus the guy that steps in front of the camera. So I don't even really know what it is, but here, we'll watch it, see what happens.
Towards ability to fight on the ground and also his attitude towards fighting.
And all that being said, Diego Sanchez facing Clay Guida tonight. It's never an easy out. Don't ever step in front of camera.
Somebody almost stepped in front of the camera.
Yeah,
Now listen, Clay Guida.
All right, that was pretty uneventful. Sorry about that.
Pretty funny though.
Yeah.
What's going on? Now I thought with that fight that Dustin was starting to give it to Connor, but Connor was also taking it, and up until his leg got broke 3 seconds into the end of the round. So yeah, we were looking forward to a second round. I think
absolutely.
it was definitely going to be a fight.
And let's face it, Connor has lost early rounds and come back to win. So it wasn't like the fight is over. So I wonder, do you think so? That was a trilogy fight, right? Usually trilogy and that's it. But I'd say since there's a leg break, I would want to run that one back one more time. I don't know if UFC will do it, but
It's just so tough. Not only is it a tough break, but is there going to be pins and screws and metal, and how does that change? And how does that change your leg kicks? And how does that change someone going to be attacking your leg?
Yeah, I wonder if with AI involved in the medical field, it's going to skyrocket. But I wonder if they're going to have different options. Like, you get the titanium leg, you get the hook like Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to get like your foot put back together. You can get a better one. You know about Tank?
Yeah, but you're not going to be fighting with no bionic leg.
They get their own.
he also murdered his girlfriend.
Yeah, but I think he got a world record in 40, didn't he?
Yeah, he's running on artificial legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got an asterisk. It's not like a.
They give an asterisk on that.
Regular record.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they do.
Oscar Pistorius. Is
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since we just played that little
I didn't want
blurb
to say his name.
of the name that we shall not mention again,
The name.
Thanos. Don't say that name.
Thanos?
Don't say that name.
He just told you not to say it.
Are you talking about Elizabeth Holmes?
Not
Or
at
is
all.
that Theranos?
So this is along the same lines, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is obviously very old, but Joe Rogan actually did end up fighting somebody on Fear Factor.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. He wraps them up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't assault people.
What are you doing?
Oh, but he, well, you're
Yeah, he is off strategy. He's yelling at you. You can't run up to him and hit him.
In previous shows, I've upset a few people. I've ruffled a few feathers, if you will. Victoria might have been the most agitated I've ever made anyone. I mean, she punched me as far as she could. I mean, she held nothing back and knocked me down.
Look, if you and your husband hit each other, that's one thing. You don't run up and hit other contestants. Don't hey.
After yelling at his wife the entire time, he's picking up for her.
He got in Joe's face.
And he got too close to Joe.
Please. Oh my God.
And then all of a sudden they start going at it, and I was like, all right, I gotta break this up because Joe's gonna kill me.
Hey.
And we have to go still, my partner's crying. This is the greatest reality show ever. I would have to say that Joe Rogan and
The disappointment is just not being able to
That's
go.
it.
Innes to go further.
Yeah, that was a great show.
people see
You know
it as
why they had to take it off here?
What's that?
Was it the island spiders or the cave spiders?
The Donkey Kong.
The Donkey Kong, yeah.
Yeah. Did you know about the Donkey Kong?
Well, yeah.
I guess they shoot buckets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's perfectly healthy to eat. I don't know what their big deal was. You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. I never saw that episode. Actually, I don't even
I-
think that
I
episode
never
ever
saw it
aired.
either.
I don't think it ever aired.
What's up, Scott
No, I
Nickham?
don't think it did air.
But Joe Rogan actually talks about it. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get canceled long before that.
Right? Remember the giant cave dwelling spiders? They were crawling around like in Vegas, like on this like gambling board. And I know Joe's thinking, there's no way this girl's gonna eat this. And she grabs the fucking spider, glues her up and fucking. It was a big money thing though. I think they were up to like $500,000 or something.
Yeah.
So,
One of those girls actually drank 2.5 gallons of Donkey Kong.
not gallons.
Yeah.
No, not gallons. Come
Yeah,
on, dude.
2-1.
Maybe 2.5 cups. And that's pushing it because I've seen that done too. And even the professionals have trouble with that amount.
All right, so since we're on the Joe Rogan thing, we may as well continue. Here's the Octagon interview where he sits down with Conor McGregor.
Give us your thoughts on how it was going. I was boxing the bleeding head off him, kicking the bleeding leg off him. Usual shite do it to close the distance. This is not over. If we have to take this outside for him, it's all outside. We don't give a He said that he believes that one of the kicks that he checked is what broke your leg. There was no check. There was not one of them I checked. Your wife is in me DMs,
He
hey
checked.
baby. Hit me when I go
Did he say your girls in my DMs?
The red my coat, baby. You're looking big, you little
His wife.
kid. Karn, you missed with a punch and stepped back. Tell us what you felt. Tell us what you thought was going on. Just the team had separated and we blade and landed on the monkey leg like Anderson Silver that time. Something similar to that. It's a f***ing mad out business.
Oh, they got probably opioid.
Listen, it was a wild fight for his
Oh,
life.
and he hasn't left the ring
I'm sure
yet.
he'll
Yeah.
be back, and I'm
I'm
sure
sure
you'll
probably
walk
shot him
up
or
to him
something.
again, and I'm sure he'll oblige you.
So, overly ridiculous, right? But the one thing, the reason I like Conor, and this has been like going back ever since he came to the UFC, is because he understands it. Like the press for the next fight begins
Right now.
once the fight is over, right?
Yeah.
And he knows how to sell a fight.
Right.
Right? He's
Yeah.
like, this ain't fucking over. I'm gonna fuck him up and fuck his wife and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right. All of a sudden you're like, well, I want to see that again.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, barring that Conor can come back and, it's sanctioned again. Because like I said, once you get all that metal and hardware in there.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali was a master at promoting fights,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He understood it.
Yeah.
Conor understands it.
Chael Sonnen.
Chael understands it.
Yeah.
That's his quote. Like the idea that the press for your next fight starts right after the fight, right?
Yeah.
That's the time that everybody's watching and that you have a microphone in your face. Like that's the time you like call
That's
out
all the
somebody or
call-outs, yeah.
something. Like, but he's like these people that come out there and be like, well, whoever the UFC wants me to fight, like, what are you doing? You're
Right.
missing a perfect opportunity. This is your time.
You just came out and thanked your family and God. It's like, that's not the way you do it, son.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Right?
You think God gives a shit if you get beat up in the octagon?
He might care a little, right?
I don't know. Not the God I know. Not the God I know. All right, so since I guess we're on a Joe Rogan kick. This is Joe Rogan talking about when he briefly met Trump. And then I promise we're done with Joe Rogan.
You're going to become a conservative.
The Joe Rogan experience.
I may have a man crush on Joe
And the
Rogan.
other
I
thing
can't
is, like,
get
you're
more
going to
than
become a conservative. Well, then, okay, now you're tribal. Can't you just be someone who's politically homeless? Like, why do you have to be on this other side now? Now you have to, like, say, I'm a God-fearing Christian, and Donald Trump was brought here by Jesus. I met Trump this past weekend.
Where?
Shook his hand. He has regular-sized hands, by the way.
You're not tiny.
The media, they're full of shit.
You sure he wasn't wearing fake hands?
He might have been wearing fake hands. He's a clever
Very
fellow.
slapstick.
Yeah, put on his fake
Where'd
hair.
you meet
hands
him?
at the UFC.
What was he like?
Came over to me when I was working. I had my headphones on, and I said, "Hey, how you doing, man? Nice to meet you." Shook his hand, and got a video of it. It's kind of hilarious. He said, "You do a tremendous job, amazing job, good job." And then he said to Daniel Cormier, who was next to me, who was a former light heavyweight champion and the former heavyweight champion. He goes, "I do not want to fight this guy. I do not want to fight this guy."
President.
Daniel Cormier was never a lightweight champion. Is that what he said?
Light heavyweight.
He was, but didn't he say lightweight?
No, he
He's
said
very
light
weird. When he
heavyweight
walked in,
and
I'm
heavyweight.
telling you, they cheered the fuck out of
I want
him.
to hear that again.
Oh, he has.
It's got
President.
I should have got a selfie with him. Fuck! And Cormier was next to me. He was a former light heavyweight champion and a former heavyweight champion. He goes, "I do not want to fight this guy. I do not want to fight this guy."
President.
I should have got a selfie with him.
Fuck! You should have. Missed opportunity.
What are you gonna do? It was weird.
You
It was
step
very
over
weird.
that.
When he walked in, though, I'm telling
Step
you,
over it.
they cheered the fuck out of him.
Oh, he has like a fucking some dead enders who really want to see him be president again
That
one way or another.
is a nose.
Catch
right there.
new
See that
episodes
guy?
of the Joe Rogan Experience
I thought it
for
was a
free,
beak.
only on Spotify.
He grabbed it with his teeth.
He looked like one of those,
I actually listened to most of that podcast today, but I never got to that part.
the masks that they used to wear back in the day.
Yeah.
The ones with the two things right here?
Remember Gonzo?
World War
Yeah,
II?
there you go.
That was kind of like a Gonzo
Okay.
note, right?
Yeah.
I think Gonzo's a genre of porn. And I'm not really sure what it is, but I see it a lot.
I think, well, there's voyeurism, which is watching. I think Gonzo's kind of like that, I think.
I thought he was a mosquito.
But it's not like cuckolding.
Right.
Is it cuckolding
That's a whole
or
different,
cockhold?
that's a whole different, oh, that's a good question. Is that where it comes from, like cockholding?
Oh, I never put that together either, but I probably don't think about it as often.
Because the
as you.
cuckold sits in the corner and like,
Yeah.
now,
And they like to be humiliated?
apparently,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is all news to me.
You don't know about that?
I was like,
I had no idea.
and they like to be humiliated.
How much porn do you watch a week, Steve?
No.
You don't see very well, so probably not a whole lot.
Alright.
Steve's legally blind. I don't know if the Moon Club.
You know what?
That's supposed to be.
The
I'm not saying it's a
cuckolding,
bad thing.
I can see it.
the
Not that
cuckolding
there's anything wrong with being
is
blind.
not really something that I don't think I would ever be into. If some girl's like, look at you with your nasty pathetic dick, it's like, I'd be like, alright, I'm out of here. It's like,
Yeah.
not my thing.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch somebody else stick it to my girl. Like,
Right.
That's my job,
Right.
right?
But I can top or bottom now.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good to know.
I don't mind.
Hold on. You gotta write that down. I don't have a pen. I'll have to remember it. Remind me to write that down later.
Echo can remember that for you.
Just put A and
You
then
said
put
top or
arrows
bottom?
up or bottom.
Top or
or
bottom.
bottom,
You
yeah.
can remember anything that you have a hard time remembering.
Oh,
like
dude, she is
important dates,
pissed.
or the preferences of your friends and family.
Why is she being a
When you
bitch?
want me to remember something, just say remember, and then tell me the details.
Echo. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
All day.
A
Why it's not
woodchuck would
Sunday?
chuck about 700 pounds of wood on a good day with the wind at his back.
No.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I think the world record's like 4.
All right, so you know about Marvel Studios Phase 4?
No.
Familiar?
No.
I think
You
that's
know
the
about
phase
it?
right now. No, I mean I'm trying to catch up. I mean I've been perfectly candid about this. I haven't really been into Marvel Universe, but I'm trying to like watch a bunch of stuff and get caught up and understand the timeline and all this shit. So you kind of like educated me before the podcast about Thanos and some shit like that. But I did watch Black Widow that just dropped. When did it drop? Saturday?
It was like
I
a
don't
week,
know.
yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay, well,
I've seen the trailer.
we're gonna watch the trailer, and I enjoyed the movie. I thought, because I have seen the Avengers Endgame and Infinity Wars, and I thought it kind of fits in with everything that was happening there, so I liked it. And I also think that the little sister, the girl, the actress that played the little sister, kind of stole the show, but you don't see much of her in here, unfortunately.
Sister Christian?
Her name is something Q.
I've lived a lot of lives.
Rebecca Bendy, something
Before
like
I was
that.
an Avenger. Before I got this feeling. I made mistakes. Choosing between what the world wants you to be. And who you are.
That's when she died right there, right?
Sacrifice
Go
yourself.
back to where it all started. Where did you think I was all this time? We have unfinished business.
My girls are the toughest girls in the world.
I'm sorry. We had our orders and we played our role. It wasn't real.
It was real to me.
To me, you were everything.
Bring her home.
Did you think I was on? She's such a room. One thing's for sure. I'm done running from my past.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was really well done.
Definitely.
You know what?
I thought it filled in the backstory.
How old were they when they were separated from their parents? Because it would have been very sexy if she had that slight Russian accent. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like in,
So they lived in Ohio, and I want to say that Natalie was probably around 8, and her younger sister's probably around 5.
so they definitely should have had a hint of a Russian accent.
Well, they went back to Russia after that, though.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, they were in Ohio. They weren't in Russia. Never mind. I'm stupid. I digress.
You're not stupid. You're just uninformed.
Right.
You don't know anything about the Marvel universe.
Right.
I don't really either. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I do have a good friend that I think is pretty much, what would you call it? The Marvel Universe,
MCU.
yeah. And that would be Alex Buto. I'll talk with him, but every time I ever had a question about the Marvel Universe, he was able to give it to me.
Okay.
You was able to give it to you?
Just give it
Yeah.
to me.
Would he ride you hard?
Yeah. No, not like that.
That's possibly the weirdest thing you've said. Well, never mind. I digress.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not even close.
Honestly.
So,
Keep my pretty name out of your ugly mouth.
we
I'm
did
sorry.
have a civilian go into space this week, right?
Yeah.
He was a knight, right? Apparently.
Apparently he's a knight.
You know, so he's not a civilian. Oh, maybe that's a technicality.
Are knights not civilians?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe they're not. I don't
Mm.
know.
We should look into that.
I think people in different industries talk about civilians, right? Like comedians talk about like civilians, right?
Right.
Or they just consider non-comedians civilians, right?
Right. And you know what? I guess everybody that went into space on that thing will have the astronaut with the asterisks, of
So
course.
what is the meaning of civilian? Because in the military we talked about civilians. It's just like not being in the military.
Yeah, right, right.
Sounds like Austin talked with Echo.
Oh. Echo. What is the definition of being a civilian?
Here's something I found on the web. According to fandom.com, a civilian is a person, generally non-player, that is not in a military force.
Okay.
So yeah, a knight can talk about civilians in because they're a military force, right?
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's what the knight is. Whether it's protecting a king, I think that's what the knights usually did, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
But
they're like
not
the Secret Service.
specifically.
Right. Like they had other jobs on the side, like I think like
churning butter,
tobacco.
Yeah. Some of them ran brothels.
Yeah.
Right.
I was say pimping wenches.
Yeah, familiar with
All
that.
all specialists in sodomy, I believe.
And do all knights have squires?
Only the good
That's
ones.
That's
right.
like an apprentice, right? Is there a
Yeah.
difference between an apprentice and a squire?
Well, they actually call them squires because of Billy Squire. He was his father was actually a British knight.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, that might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
No, it's 100% true.
Like Billy
Did you
Squire,
hear
like everybody wants you, Billy
Don't-
Squire?
Remember the first cassette I ever bought was "Don't Say No." Yeah, that's why they call him Billy Squire. Because wait, you know what? Maybe I'm thinking
Because
about
he was a
something else.
manservant?
Yeah, you know what? Cancel what I just said. I'll check on it and I'll bring it up again next week.
You heard it right here, lunatics.
Next week, Austin will do a complete dissertation on the life and times of Billy Squire, right?
And Wiz Khalifa and Queen Latifah.
We just want Billy Squire, not
Yeah.
the Latifahs.
Not even Mia Khalifa.
You can do a dissertation on Mia Khalifa the next week.
Did you just say Mia Khalifa?
Mia Khalifa. Don't disrespect her on my time, Steve.
I'm not even
Shame
sure
on you.
who
By the
she
way,
is.
I got some thoughts on Mia Khalifa.
Maybe you didn't hear no more, boys. She don't do porn no more.
She looks much better now than she ever did when she was doing porn.
You think so?
Yeah, she's like working out, she's toned, she's fit.
Okay,
She's still
okay.
got those big ass.
Yeah, but of course she flew to the top because she was just a beautiful girl, and the glasses. I must say that
The glasses and her personality.
Yeah, with a smile. Yeah,
Yeah.
and her willingness to just go out there and express her love for the BBC.
Yeah.
Drink up.
There you go.
Drink up.
All right. Sir Richard Branson,
Flying high again.
first civilian in space, beat Jeff Bezos by 9 days and counting because Jeff Bezos hasn't gone yet.
But we don't remember the second. Jeff who?
Back in billionaire Richard Branson first took tourists to the sky back in 1984, flying aboard a used jumbo jet repainted with the
floated
logo
there,
of his
yeah.
upstart company, Virgin Atlantic Airlines. Today, Branson soared into space on board a Virgin Galactic rocket plane with a crew of 5 others. He called this the dawn of a new space age aimed at sending tourists there too. CBS's Mark Stratzman watched it all near Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Mark, good evening.
I tell you, Errol, that really was something, a milestone for Richard Branson personally, but also one for commercial space. The emerging market of space tourism has a genuine success story.
Sir Richard Branson, astronaut.
With his new astronaut wings, Richard Branson was back on the ground, but over the moon. His space triumph, part bucket list, part marketing bonanza.
What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day.
You guys are stud, right?
Takeoff to touchdown.
Didn't
The
he have to
roughly
do it
hour-long
before
flight seemed
Bezos?
Picture perfect.
He wanted
Virgin
to.
Galactic live streamed Eve, its twin fuselage mothership, nesting Unity, the space plane. About the
Nesting
size of an
Unity.
executive jet, Unity carried Branson and 5 other people.
Release, release, release.
Where are they at? Are they at 80,000 feet?
45,000 feet.
45,
This
okay.
spectacular image. Eve
So that just
dropped
needs to
Unity,
go
which
another-
rocketed
Why don't
straight
you
up
shut
to
up
its
and let
apogee,
him
more
talk?
than 53 miles above Earth.
Welcome to Space Unity 22.
For several minutes, everyone inside experienced microgravity mega thrills.
So all you kids down there, I was once a child with a dream.
Branson floated on air in every sense.
I have dreamt of this moment since I was a kid, but honestly, nothing could prepare you for the view of Earth from space. I mean, the whole thing was just magical.
In the battle of the space barons, Branson now has billionaire bragging rights. He personally got to space first, before Elon Musk of SpaceX or Jeff Bezos of Blue Origin. Musk cheered on Branson in New Mexico.
Yeah, Musk wasn't
From
trying to go.
Bezos' Instagram page, congratulations on the flight. Can't wait to join the club.
maybe
Bezos plans
that's-
to launch on July 20th. Branson beat into space by 9 days.
You've dreamed of this all your life. You've chased it for 20 years. Are you ready to go back?
I'd go back this afternoon. I've just loved every aspect of today. But, you know, if you have the choice, one day I might just sit in the seat and gaze back at our Earth and do nothing more than that.
So I feel like
Among the spectators and VIPs watching here, roughly 60 people who want their astronaut wings. They're on a longer list of 600 people for a future Virgin Galactic flight, something Branson hopes to start sometime next year.
You know, I guess the people that flew with him, they paid for that ride like 18 years ago.
Did they?
Yeah.
So Richard Branson has kind of been, for a long time, or we'll say for the last few years, has been passed over in the space talk because it's all about Elon
Right.
Musk and
I
Jeff
thought he was
Bezos.
dead.
I mean, you haven't really heard of him, but good for him. Like, he did it. He made it to
Yeah.
space first. And you know what I wish, though? I wish, because he, you know, like Elon Musk congratulated him and Jeff Bezos says good flight. You know, I'd like to, you know, join it in 9 days or whatever.
Mhm.
But I wish these guys would talk like Conor McGregor, be like, fuck
you.
him. You know, I'm gonna make it to space.
Fuck
I'm gonna go
that
higher
guy.
or whatever.
I got
Like,
to space 9 days
like,
before him.
yeah, let's make this a spectacle. Let's turn it into
Like
a
2,000
fucking
hours.
professional wrestling
Like-
kind of thing, right?
It's
Where
like,
these guys are
what's up
talking
with the,
shit
what's
about
up with
each
the
other.
Irish accent, Jeff?
But who wins in the shit talking? I think Elon Musk wins in the shit talking contest, right?
You know what? I those guys. Okay, in real life, yeah, I guess he would, because he does it with a slight sense of humor.
Well, he would win the shit talking on Twitter anyway.
Yeah.
Like he's pretty good at Twitter. Like he's pretty good at I don't know.
I would let my bank account do the talking for me if I was any of that.
Yeah.
Whoever's got the biggest bank. Big
Yeah,
bank
but
takes little
they've
bank.
all got more money than they'll ever be able to spend. So who
Yeah,
gives a shit?
Right.
Big
You know-
bank takes small
You
bank.
know why I
Yeah,
think?
let's take Kylie Jenner to space with us.
You know why I think Richard Branson might be the biggest stud out of
Use
all
it like
those?
our own personal pincushion.
I actually watched a bio on Richard. He doubled down to get the record company. Then he doubled down to sacrifice
He's a
everything
brilliant businessman.
to
for sure.
get the airline,
For
and
sure.
then he doubled down to get the space company. It's like, yeah, it's like any one of those could have put him.
Why isn't Mark Cuban trying to go to space?
He's just probably not interested.
Why isn't Mark Cuban trying to go to space?
I don't know. Maybe he is.
You know, there's only been
Dude,
570
hey, let's-
people ever been in space.
Dude,
So
maybe
let's
you
take
think-
a look-
I didn't.
You
think
said
he got it.
570?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I didn't.
How do you know that number? And I don't.
I didn't. I think that's kind of high.
Yeah.
No, that's not high.
I mean, I believe you. I'm just, if I had to guess, if you would have asked me right now, I'd probably say like 200.
I would have said 300.
All right, let's ask.
Hey,
Yeah,
well,
let's
who's
do
the
it.
first female?
Sally Ride.
Yeah. Dude, that's a name like
Ride, Sally, Ride.
Okay, you said how many?
I said 570.
570. You looked this up because you're mad about how many moons in our solar system, right? You wanted to come back with something?
What was the? Hold on just a minute. What was the? Never mind, I forgot. Go ahead.
It was 186, I think, because I remember it was one less than 187.
I thought it was 187, you motherfucking
I dialed 187 in your motherfucking ass.
All right.
That's it like that. Try it, Steve.
Actually,
Ass.
goddamn Echo, how many people have been to space?
Echo. How many people have been to outer space?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Smithsonianlog.com,
You should have
to
said outer
date,
space.
about 530 people have been in
530.
space.
You were close. But you know what? You went over, so I'm going to have to disqualify you and go with my 300.
I think that she's a little bit wrong. I
Well-
think it's a higher number.
Right.
What did she say?
Outer space.
Hold on,
She
what
said
did you-
530.
What did you say?
I said 570. And there was 5 people today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
That's 535 right there.
I think she might have got caught up on the outer space. Like,
Yeah.
it's just space. How
Well,
many
see,
people
and
have
that's
been in
another thing too, is Richard Branson
Technically,
technically was at 50
space?
miles.
He's not in outer space.
Not in what we call outer space,
Right.
but what NASA qualifies outer space is
He's in
50
space.
miles. And so, but the United States government and everyone else, 100 miles outer space, right?
Right. So I think outer space is when Earth's gravity will never ever pull you back into its orbit.
Oh,
Right.
I love Earth. It'll always pull me back.
Yeah, but they're in a spot where they're experiencing very little gravity, where they can still float, but they're not in technically outer space because they would get pulled back eventually.
They were, being pulled back the whole time. You know,
Yeah.
exactly.
Remember Owen Wilson and Armageddon?
I remember
We're
Owen
just in the
Wilson
beginning
and
part of
Loki.
space.
Are you guys watching Loki?
Yeah, I have.
Owen Wilson's in there, right?
Yeah.
Does a pretty good job. Agent,
Orange.
what's his name in it?
I'm not sure. I just said orange. I was just and I guess it wasn't that funny if I got explained. Right? If I got some
Absolutely.
explaining to do, then it's not that funny. The joke didn't drop.
All right, so are we done with millionaires in space? Or are we gonna
Billionaires.
Billionaires in space? Remember pigs in
$1
space?
million. Oh, I loved pigs in space, man. Who didn't?
Yeah.
They'd always be like, "Where's that talking
All right, so let's get off the billionaires in space, and we gotta talk about this Delta variant, because we might not be quite done with this COVID shit just yet.
I heard a lot of people, or a lot of the medical experts were saying probably another year or so. And that only a quarter of the world's
Alert.
population.
And I'm Steve Patterson in Nevada, where tonight hospitals are back on high alert. As the Delta variant spreads, cases now on the rise in more than half the country. A third of those new cases concentrated in 5 hotspots with low vaccination rates. In Missouri, one hospital just opened up its 6th COVID ward. Nationally, hospitalizations up by at least 30% in 11 states, including Nevada, where just 39% of the population is fully vaccinated. COVID cases here up 89% in a month, and hospitalizations spiking to levels unseen since February.
Is there a possibility that the state may have opened up a little too early?
People in the hospitals are not vaccinated, and that's why they're showing up. We need to go into communities, talk to people about the benefits of this vaccination.
Officials say disinformation and distrust in neighborhoods with heavy Black and Latino populations and limited access to health care are making people here more vulnerable.
What took you guys so long?
We were just indecisive on it. Yeah. Let us wanted to see what was, what would happen first.
Across town, Robert Taylor opened his barbershop up to vaccinations after he nearly died from the virus. Now he uses this chair to fight back against misinformation.
At first, I didn't believe the virus was that bad until I got it and passed out. I got hospitalized about it, and I know it's real. Don't be the person at the end of the day to realize it too late.
So, Steve, what's the risk for younger kids who don't qualify for a vaccine?
Well,
Lester, right now, 28 million American kids under the age of 12 do not have access to the vaccine. With this variant now surging, the CDC is recommending some level of protection. Meanwhile, Pfizer is trying to request an authorization for their vaccine for kids come September.
Body condoms.
Body condoms?
Yeah, wouldn't that work?
It might.
I think it would work.
Did you think it's a coincidence that, because you said you're watching Loki, right?
Yeah.
They call Loki a variant, a time variant. Do you
Yeah.
think it's a coincidence that we're talking about like
Variants?
variants in the virus, and that Loki's a time variant? I think there's something very fishy going on here.
You know what? Time is one of my favorite things to discuss, and I love that Loki is a time variant. I mean, that's I see a lot of potential for play there. You know.
Time, see what's become of me.
When you said he did one thing to wipe out half the fucking living things on.
That was Thanos. Don't
okay.
try to talk MCU if you don't know your shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't even try to talk it. I'm trying to learn it, but
I'm
that was very embarrassing when you just confused Loki and Thanos.
Was it?
Yeah, that was garbage.
The one thing I like about the variants with Loki, though, is we're obviously talking about a multiverse, and there's different.
Wait, how is that obvious?
It's obvious.
Okay,
I mean,
go
there's
ahead.
more than one variant. Like if there's a variant of you.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
See what
that
I
makes
mean? 'Cause
sense.
that's what they are.
That makes perfect
And
sense.
what? There's a crocodile one with the little horns and
Yeah.
stuff.
There's
so
a frog Thor.
one universe. Yeah. So I mean.
So is there more than one Loki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the idea behind the Loki series, is that there's many different Lokis from many different timelines.
I would describe him the way he looks. He looks like a Baldwin on crack.
Maybe. Tom
Right.
Hiddleston, I think, is the actor, right?
Good actor.
I'm pretty sure all the Baldwins are on crack. So.
Not Steven. Don't you talk bad about Stephen Baldwin.
No,
Not
Steven
in
is
my
not
opinion.
Alex, is what you mean.
Alec?
Alec, yeah.
Alan. With the C.
Who's your favorite Baldwin?
Steven.
I'm not sure I have a
Steven's
favorite
fine.
Baldwin.
Well, who's your favorite Hanson then? That's easier.
Ryan Hansen?
The band. Hanson.
Is Ryan in the band?
No, that's you're thinking of Ryan Seacrest.
No, Ryan Henson.
Henson,
From
yeah.
Henson Disposal.
Of course.
It all ties back into before.
And they can go fuck
And
themselves.
after.
Yeah.
That's
No,
like
but
the
Nick,
six
you know what?
degrees.
Nick used. Yeah, I'll go with Nick. You know, he's a classic.
Jonas?
Yeah,
Oh,
Jonas.
who's your favorite Jonas
Oh,
brother?
my bad. I'm high.
Plus, you haven't slept in 3 days.
Yeah, Nick Jonas is probably my favorite.
You're high right now because you were saying that you were gonna quit smoking because you feel like
Steve
you
told me
haven't
not to
been
be
able
afraid
sleep
of that
because-
it's not affecting me and it would help me.
See a doctor?
Well, I didn't say it didn't help me.
I'm
I'm
taking
not a
medical
doctor.
advice.
I'm not a doctor, but I have played one on the podcast. And ladies, I am not a doctor, but I definitely will take a look.
Yeah.
If I don't sleep tonight, which will be the 4th day, I'm getting some medication from somebody off the street tomorrow.
He's talking about a
It's somebody that we all know, but I'm not gonna divulge that.
Jason Reed, obviously.
Obviously.
Frank Short. We should send a shout out to the
It's,
late great Frank Shorty in Bloomington.
Frank,
Legend.
bigger than life.
We did go to the Frank Short Memorial, whatever the fuck it's called. It was a good time. Yeah,
You know what?
I still can't believe Frank's gone, man.
You know, I'm kind of glad because I remember how pissed you were when he showed up for the podcast. People would say they're going to show up. I didn't think he was going to show up, but you know what? I'm fucking goddamn glad that he did show up and we were able to.
It
do that
worked
with
out
him.
very well,
Yeah.
but I wasn't pissed that he showed up. I was pissed that you invite multiple people and then forget about it. That's what I was pissed
I didn't
about.
forget about it. People just don't show up. And you know what? I think Mindy Sue was here when we when I overbooked with Matisse Love, but that turned out to be one of our best shows ever, right?
Yeah.
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 And then I fucking knocked it out of the park with the hatch.
But I don't think so because that was the what we call the Moonies episode, right?
Yeah, that's true. That was a great episode.
And
Yeah.
we planned on having Mindy, and I think Matisse Love was here as the musical guest. So Mindy was guest, and
Okay.
Matisse was musical.
I remember you not knowing she was going to show up.
I'm remembering that wrong.
And you had
It's
never
all
heard her
just a
sing.
blur.
You had never heard her sing, and I remember after she sang that first song, you were like, all right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like once you hear the voice of the angel, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
All right, I was wrong.
Like, I get it now.
We should just let Austin book everything from now on out. Because I think I've had very few fails, except for when we had the self-proclaimed Willie Nelson's son, was that? Or Johnny Cash's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have him on the podcast?
Yeah, we had him on a whole podcast, yeah.
Oh, all right.
What was
remember
his
that?
name?
Willie? But that wasn't his real name.
Willie Cash?
That's not what he went by. What was his name? What did they call
He
him?
went by Willie. That's why I got the thing all mixed up. And you know what? I was talking to him because I used to walk Lucy around out here, and he was like, you know what? He told me a story that he's Johnny Cash's son, and he was like, you know what? Could you make me one of those signs that people hold outside of Walmart asking for money? I'm like, you're fucking goddamn right I can. I've been waiting to do this. And so, on one side of the sign it said, I am Johnny Cash's son, and all I got was this stupid fucking t-shirt. Brilliant, right? And then on the other side it said, need cash for new seats in my jet. I don't know how those went over. But you know what? This is reminding me of another story I've got. Let me face towards you. And this is the Terry Van Hoosen story that I was gonna say for the podcast. So my friend Terry Van Hoosen, I'm not gonna use his real name because I don't want to
Make this a real short version of the story.
Okay, cool. So he's out picking through somebody's yard, like looking through their trash, and this guy's like, he walks out his garage. You can tell they're moving out.
Shorter.
And he goes, hey, I got some stuff in here if you want to come take a look at it. Terry walks in with them, and he's like, here's this Instapot. It's only been used fucking once. My wife she never cooks. She only used this fucking thing once. And then Terry's walking out with it, and he goes, here's a 4-thing toaster. My wife fucking hates cooking. She only used this fucking thing once. 4 slices. So he's walking out with a shit like this, and Terry turns around and he goes, yeah, fuck your wife. She sounds like a real bitch. And right when he said that, she walked into the room, and he goes, she's not a bitch. She just doesn't like to cook. And Terry's sitting there like this. He goes, you want your shit back? And the guy goes, just get off my property. Was that too long? Do I need to slim it up?
Yeah, you got an efficiency of words.
Okay, but that was a great fucking story, right?
Great story.
Great story. All right, it's 7 o'clock. Moon Club Podcast number 253.
Lunatics, we out.
We out. We're gonna have some pizza.
Hit
If
that
anybody
like,
wants to come
hit
over.
that subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. If you could, if we get 100 likes off this one, Steve will shave his head.
Nope.
See, that'll never happen, bro.
That will.
Yeah, I can get 100 times myself.
How about this? If we get 100 likes, I'll shave my balls.